Now I'm just convinced that Jerome Powell knew. We just had not great data come out on the ADP Employment Report, and yesterday was the first time we heard Jerome Powell tell us, we're not going to take July off the table, which is when all of a sudden a July rate cut went up from about an 18% chance to a 21% chance. Then within 24 hours later, less than, more like 22 hours later, what happens? Oh, the ADP Employment Report comes in negative. We were expecting it to come in at 98,000. It came in at negative 33,000 with a negative 8 revision prior. We lost 8,000 more than we expected last, so 37 to 29 for last. This was 98 expected down to negative 33. Now, negative employment reports can happen, but it certainly takes some of the fun away from the party that we were having with the JOLTS data yesterday. And this literally just updated again. We just went from a 25% chance for a rate cut in July to now a 27.4% chance in July. This is because futures traders are pricing in a higher likelihood of a chance in July. We are nearly at a 1.25% chance. Well, I should say, let me rephrase this, okay? When it says we expect 1.23 rate cuts now for September, it means we're actually pricing in 1.25 rate cuts. Do we actually get 1.25 rate cuts? No, it just means we're pricing in the chance that you potentially even get a double cut by September, which could just be the cumulative pricing of a cut in July and September. But anyway, have these negative reports happened before in recent history? Yeah, they're very rare. So the lowest we had last year was 42,000. You can see that negative 33 over here, not great. We did actually have a negative 53 March of 2023. So we had a negative 53 before, and then, sort of came out of it, and we went up to a consistent 100 to 130,000 on the ADP report. So we can see that the labor market's slowing. We already know that the labor market has been slowing. Jay Powell talks about this as well. But I will say, this ADP report, little rough, especially because it doesn't talk about the normalization of the beverage curve yet. Now, quick reminder what that is. Beverage curve says vacancies are low, unemployment should be higher. Why is it not higher yet? It's because we have low layoffs. Okay, now what did the ADP report have to say about that? Well, it indicated that we actually went negative 33,000 not because of layoffs. We went negative 33,000 because of low hiring and low vacancies. Why does that matter? It matters because now imagine the dial of layoffs goes up to normal. Then you go from negative 133,000 to negative 150,000 or something very rapidly. That is the edge case scenario everybody is worried about who pays very close attention to the labor market. Now, most of us don't actually give a flying hooty-dooty because, frankly, the stock market has been at all-time highs. The only thing that's kind of telling us that something's been weird has been Bitcoin. Although that could have a lot to do with flows and, people talking about Ethereum versus Bitcoin, whatever. Really a topic for a different video. Tomorrow, we still get the non-farm payrolls report, which is still expected to be 110,000, and usually is what markets care about more relative to this private survey. This private survey is the ADP Employment Report. We did also, by the way, get the Challenger Job Cuts survey this morning. The actual survey sometimes takes a few hours to show up on their website, but we already have the data for the Challenger Job Cuts survey. Challenger Job Cuts came in at negative 1.6%. The prior was 47%, and that would be Challenger Job Cuts year over year. So actually kind of stable on that report. We'll get the details in a few hours when they come out. But look at just this ADP Job Cuts report because it's one of the first ones that I would say that's really turning nasty. And who knows, maybe ADP is just wrong. Maybe this is just all fugazi. But let's see what they're saying. Let's just be real. Most people are spending money on their phone bill and burning it. They are wasting money. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce today's sponsor, Helium Mobile. Make sure to use Kevin when you check out from our sponsor. So look at this. $60 a month, $80 a month, $100 a month. The same service is a service that you could actually be getting for free with Helium. That's why I partnered with Helium Mobile, because they're flipping the entire wireless industry on its head. They've got a plan that literally costs you zero. You get 3 gigabytes of data, 100 minutes of talk, and 300 texts, no contract, no credit card, no nonsense. And it's perfect for a light user or if you just want a second SIM. I have a second SIM on my phone because it is a great idea to have a backup phone number, especially a free one. And honestly, it's kind of also good if you need a second phone number you don't want anybody else to have. So that way you could use it for two-factor authentication purposes, right? You see where I'm going with this? And a free one, this is kind of good. Everybody should have this. But it doesn't just stop there because Helium launched a brand new plan for kids called Sprout. It only costs $5 a month and your kids get their own phone line and you stay in control. You manage everything, what they use, how much data they get, even how they spend rewards they earn with the Helium mobile app. Now, if you're somebody who needs more data, no problem. Helium's got the Air plan for $15 a month with 10 gigabytes, or frankly, the Infinity plan with $30 and unlimited everything. It's cheaper than the big carriers, and the best part, you win rewards just for using your phone. Those cloud points turn into gift cards for brands like Amazon, Apple, and more. And it's the only phone plan that literally pays you back, at least as far as I'm aware. It runs on the nationwide 5G network plus Helium's own community-powered network, kind of like the Airbnb of telecom. That's how they keep it fast, reliable, and cheap. You can sign up by downloading the Helium mobile app down below and make sure to use code KEVIN. Seriously, stop overpaying for phone service. Helium mobile is a no-brainer. Job losses in professional business and business services, education and health services led the decline. Leisure, hospitality, and manufacturing showed gains. Now, I want to caution what we've been seeing in the PMI, both the S&P and the ISM surveys for manufacturing have been that manufacturing is still seeing this front loading of tariffs, that this continuous, we might be at 30-35% tariffs soon on Japan, or, now there's talk about, Apple moving its production over to, India, may not be going as well as expected. That creates even more of a desire to pull forward in manufacturing before we get sort of our final assigned tariff rate from Donald Trump. But anyway, Foxconn Technology Group asked hundreds of Chinese engineers and technicians to return home from its factories in India, dealing a blow to Apple's manufacturing push in the South Asian country. The bulk of Foxconn's Chinese staff at iPhone plants in southern India have been told to fly back in a move that began about 2 months ago. More than 300 Chinese workers have left. Mostly support staff from Taiwan remain in India. It's not immediately clear why, and this information is just now becoming public. So clearly, not the smoothest of sailing to just, we'll just pop up the factories in India. Anyway, though layoffs continue to be rare, this we should not cheer, because what we'd really want is layoffs to be normal and then the unemployment numbers to still be strong. But again, because layoffs are rare, it's actually just us sort of waiting for the straw that breaks our back. Because as soon as layoffs normalize, statistically, we're screwed. Again, though, right now, no sign of getting screwed, and JOLTS data yesterday was decently good, right? A hesitancy to hire and a reluctance to replace departing workers led to job losses last month. Still, a slowdown in hiring was yet to disrupt pay growth. Still seeing that slight pay growth, which is good. This is just an overall chart. Here we can see that small, actually look at that, the largest companies hired the most. But remember, over half of Americans work for small businesses. So this is important, but it's also not a surprise to me that smalls are doing well, which is also why I'm so disturbed that the Russell 2000 did so well over the past few days, really since Liberation Day as well. It's up like 22% since this Liberation Day bottom, because I feel like it's walking people into a trap where, 17% of companies in the Russell 2000 are zombie companies that can't even service their debt. It's kind of scary. So anyway, this gives us a little heads up on maybe why Jerome Powell knew. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.